All right, hey guys, what's up? So I've got Devin here. Devin is a TI, and I met Devin, I guess, like last week or so on a TI group. And Devin is a really great guy, a very powerful, passionate voice that has a lot to say about TIs, the life we go through, pain, torture, being stalked. Also, his video called A Real Man is about how men should be, what a real man actually is. So I want to say welcome to Devin. Welcome Devin to the
Thank
show.
you. I appreciate
And
bringing me
I'm
onto the
here
show.
to give you the floor. Yeah, you have the floor. So go ahead and you can say whatever you want to say.
Well, I've been targeted, I believe, from childhood on. Uh, Years ago, I wouldn't even have been able to believe the things that targeted individuals say. Uh, After many years of research and investigation into this kind of stuff, being personally victimized from a distance, verbally, with these mind control techniques and this pure devilry that they're doing. I've come to learn a lot about what's really going on in the world. And I have to say that you know, I do believe it's vital for people on this planet to finally start listening to these victims, to target individuals, to people that are truthers and coming forward with truth for them, and no longer dislabel them, mentally ill or things like conspiracy theorists or whatever tards, whatever words they can put before tards. You know, it's really important that people break out of the mentalities that they've been programmed with, conditioned with. And one of those mentalities that I talk about very often is what I call this bipolarized, duality mentality, what I call fatality mentality, where people, are led to pick between two controlled sides, one side of the two controlled sides, and that goes into duality itself, where you're perceiving reality dualistically. And this duality mentality or this bipolar mentality is what enables us to be very easily manipulated and controlled by those that deceive us and manipulate and control us through all sources. So I think it's extremely important for people to recognize what's really going on in the world, to go down a rabbit hole, so to speak. And, ignorance isn't bliss. It's only bliss until it's your total enslavement or your death sentence. And Jesus said himself, for my people are destroyed by lack of knowledge. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So I think a lot of people are unable to accept the truths that we're saying because they are stuck in this materialistic mentality and this duality mentality, and they're just not able to comprehend or look further into the details and connect them together to see everything for what it is. They're just going off of their senses and what they're told, and they're just living in the here and now and not looking at the past, not looking at the future, and combining it all and seeing it, you know, for what it really is. So I think that's what people need to know. If you can look at everything antinomously, multivalently, that's a term that I use, antinomous multivalence. And that's basically the antidote to all the mind control programming. You just have to reprogram your own minds. And, if you're experiencing the voices, which is actually neurolinguistic programming, conversational hypnosis in your head, psychic driving from a distance, then you should know that that is, you know, it's not easy. We know that, but it's important for you to ignore them as much as possible, but to know their techniques, to know what NLP is, to know what conversational hypnosis is, to know about sleight of mouth tactics and weaponized psychology, and do not fight them with words. And do not be afraid when they're talking about your thoughts and trying to make you think worse thoughts and programming you and trapping you, framing you, setting you up. Saying other people are watching your thoughts and experiencing your thoughts so that they can do that and turn them against you and get them to work for their evil operations. It's important to just know that there's always going to be another thought that pops up that backs you up if you are, you know, real, if you're honest and you're innocent. You got your own mind there to back you up. Now, one of their tactics is to try to pretend that you're not thinking those thoughts and to replace those thoughts that you're naturally thinking with more accusations, more programming, more psychic driving to frame you more and to spread basically what it is a virus into your mind to take you over more and more. So it's important that people know about this stuff. And I don't want to ramble on too much, but everything's on my profile if you guys want to check it out. Facebook.com/reality revealed. But I want to let Sharon talk now.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Um, you, yeah, I mean, you're here to discuss whatever. This is your platform. Um, I just put a post on our TI group that we are live and we are discussing the issues. Um, it's about, again, exposing what we're going through, exposing the evil to help others because we want people to come forward. And we know it's scary and it's hard. But again, the more of us that keep coming out here and telling our stories, we are a family. We are a group of people that an army for good. Because my whole thing is this: I keep saying over and over again that if they want change, if you want to be heard, make some noise. Devin has made several different really good videos. The one again, the real man video to say, okay, a real man, okay, you work all these hours, but a real man is more than having a job. That is what inspired me. I know Rihanna loved it. I know Robert saw it. I was like, wow, a passionate male voice finally to come out there and say, I'm not afraid of this. We're having exposed. Here's truth. Because some people need to hear that. Um, the chains, those chains are around them and they feel alone. They feel like they are crazy, but they're not crazy. This is what kind of gets me kind of upset about people that are ignorant. I can say I've been ignorant on some issues. I'm learning what some TIs go through. They're not crazy, they're not mental. And I learned that the whole voice of skull or laser, it's a real thing. Um, the voice that you hear, they always say, "Oh, okay, they're mental." They have no idea what it's like until it's your shoes, And oh, they're all schizo. No, they're not schizo. See, the truth is the truth, and people that know we have truth want to shut you up by saying you're crazy or you're
Yep.
mental or you're stupid or you know whatever like that. And I said, okay, well, my TI is about my CSA. I've been target, I guess, age of 6. Touched by evil. You know, for 10 years here, I was touched a bad way, and the evil was there. I sensed it, age 6. And then you get older, again, you get older, you forget a mental block. Like it's been erased because your parents and people teach you, oh, okay, don't see this, don't see that. Oh, it's all fairy tales. Then one day you're like, uh huh, it's all real. It's all real. And then You have truth. And you want to find people like you. And then maybe someone will say, come to me, I'll help you. They attack you and call you crazy. And you feel crazy, but you're not crazy. And it's their tactic because we have truth. I didn't know I'm a TI. I had a label until I met Penny. I met you. I met Robert and Rihanna. And oh, hi, Anna. Here's Anna and Jennifer in chat, actually. And they're very good people. They're sweet people. They knew I was legit from day one, didn't question me. They saw proof. I felt in my heart I gotta show proof to be trusted and accepted that I am legit. So, like Jennifer, Anna, and all of you guys were like, hey, we know you're legit. We know you have issues. Again, if you're crazy, well, I'm crazy too. You know, we're in one big boat here, but we're not nuts. It's like we've seen the evil. We know what being stalked is. You're being stalked unlawfully, illegally. The government, the cops, the judges, the system, all being paid off.
Yeah, all the
Okay.
evidence is there too. People themselves are crazy if they're not listening to us, because them calling us crazy is making them more crazy themselves. That's how I look at it.
Well, I have a Joker quote, Batman, and it says, "The more you know, the more you look crazy because you do know more. When you know the truth, you're on a higher plane, and you're like, wow." And yeah, I can say I've been guilty of some ignorance at first, going, "Well, is that true? Does the voice really happen? The laser really happens?" And I've seen, okay, today I've seen a whole video. I seen a guy get caught changing in a car watching this girl. And I'm like, oh my God, this is real. And I'm seeing the eyes, the blinders coming off more. So when the evil's there, the the blender comes off, and you're like, oh my God, this is all real. It's not a fairy tale. We're not crazy. It's not a book. It's not a movie. However, if you see movies nowadays, TV show movies, you have the Mason in movies, Hollywood, okay, pedophilia in movies, little messages here and there. I have seen Peppermint, great movie, great movie. Jen Gardner, okay, a mother lost her husband and her daughter to the mob. They killed them, right? And went to court. They wouldn't pay her off. And it shows you that this mob people try to pay her off, and she got woke real fast, and she knew what's going on. Not stupid, okay? And then court happened. They thought she was crazy. It shows the cops and judges and lawyers passing money around. They're all being bought. She saw it in court. After court, they try to force her to get into the white crazy van, right? To hospital. She escapes. And then, I guess 5 years down the road, 5 year anniversary of the death, she kicks butt because she awoke. She knows what's going on. Dirty cops were in this freaking movie. She saw the one dirty cop that helped her when her daughter died. And it's like, this is not just a glamour movie, it's real life. This happens. You get the mob, the judge, dirty ass cops. You have, lawyers. They're all together in this, right? So once you have this blender off your eyes, it's like, oh my God. And then again, the perps, the naysayers, the haters, the trolls, you just say, oh, you can't say anything because you're crazy. Well, the whole thing is this: if we're crazy, we have truth. But here's the issue: is that right now I'm seeing 4 or 5 people come together and speak out. So I offered my platform and say, look, I'm seeing UTIs, you guys as TIs, I'm seeing the issue. I'm seeing we're all one big bubble, but divisions. So my TI is not your TI, maybe. Okay, but similar. You're being stalked, you're being harassed. There's things you've been going through. We have depression sometimes, anxiety, PTSD. So I can't say, well, my TI is better than your TI. Or it's not, there's a comparison. There's no comparison or competition. We're a family. So, you know, you have your channel, you have your videos, and you get very passionate and just put it how it is because people need to hear this. You know, when you're very powerful and passionate, Devin, it's like people wake up. Here's someone that's a guy, his point of view, but what he's been put through and what he sees. And men should really hear his story and videos, not only on a TI group, but on Facebook. It's like all there. You're constantly going live saying, okay, let me help you here. I'll help you there. Come to us and we'll help you. So again, your voice is very powerful and people could be inspired by you, and go, okay, here's a guy that knows what's going on. You're not afraid to tell the truth. So can you
Thank
discuss
you.
the whole real man video about the real man?
Well, I made the Real Man video because, you know, one, I was inspired by or motivated by a failed relationship, and I felt like I wasn't getting the credit that I deserved for being, a good man. I feel like men are judged all wrong, not just by women, but by each other. I feel like all people are judged all wrong. People are perceived as real or fake, and you know, not to toot my own horn, but I see, myself as one of the realest people I know, and all the other TIs and truthers out there are the realest people that I know. And I see all these people that are out there doing their jobs, and I don't mean everyday people just trying to get a paycheck. I mean the people that are in our governments, people that are they're in these societies, the so-called sellouts that have, compromised themselves and helped to compromise everyone else because they want what they want. And some of them will say, well, they got to do what they got to do because they're real men and women. But I beg to differ because a real man, a real woman doesn't compromise themselves for a paycheck. They don't sell themselves out or anyone else out for any reason. They definitely don't betray their people and their God. So I made that video to send a message to people about, yeah, you could be a good man, you could be a hardworking man or woman, but that doesn't make you a real man or woman. What makes you real is knowing reality, is knowing yourself, the who's, the what's, the when's, the where's, the why's, and the how's that you can know and connecting it together. And not only that, not just knowing things, but speaking out, teaching other people those things. Because we live in a world of deception and, just to put it bluntly, devilry. And there is slavery going on that is beyond plantations and whips and chains. This is the slavery that's gone on since even, you know, before as far back as we can look, really, and that is mental and spiritual slavery. And these deceptions, these manipulations, this monarch programming, this disinformation and counterintelligence all works together to keep us being not as real as we can be. So it's important for people to not live in that ignorance is bliss mentality, like I was saying earlier in this video, and to finally wake up to the real truth and not be scared of it, not be scared of the backlash from other people being called crazy, being called a radicalist or a conspiracy theorist or whatever you're going to call you. You need to, not be naive and fooled, especially people that have joined, these clubs, these secret societies, and, call themselves loyal just because they stay silent. A lot of these people had to do some unspeakable stuff, even on camera, to even be in these societies. And now they're too scared to speak out of fear of, being targeted themselves, being killed, somebody else being hurt that they know. But if we live like we've already lost, well, then we have already lost, haven't we? If we live like there's nothing we can do, and keep telling ourselves there's nothing we can do, that this is the way the world is, and there's nothing we can do about it, well, that's the way it's going to be. So, a real man, a real woman is going to work together against that mentality and say, you know what, we're not going to just bend over and take it. We're not just going to roll over and die slowly. We're not just going to be a slave from the cradle to the grave and lose our lives to a lie. We're going to see the real truths, and we're going to see that there's more to reality than the material. There's more to reality than our flesh and blood bodies, than our brains and the systems here and these planets and this material universe. There's more dimensions. There's a spiritual version of reality, a pure reality of light that we have been lowered down from and trapped in this material matrix and kept from the real truths about all the necessary and important who's, what's, when's, where's, why's, and how's, and beyond when's and where's, because we're talking about being trapped in time, being trapped in matter, being stuck in time and space, or time space. Once we transcend this like Jesus did, where he, the transfiguration of Jesus talks about how he went beyond this matrix, and how he talked about, it also says in the Bible how he talked about, escaping from this and the lesser fake gods and all that stuff. I don't want to get too much into that, but once you get past this reality, you're no longer limited by where you are in a body and what time it is. There is so much more than that, and we get beyond time and space. And they put things like the fluoride in the water to prevent that you getting out, and they put in the toothpaste, and they put all these chemicals and all this stuff in us, so that way we're hopelessly enslaved here. And many of the things that they put in us are their lies, their deceptions, their mental manipulations, their counterintelligence and disinformation, or their monarch programming. And this is what keeps us mentally enslaved. So I'm out here trying to wake people up. I had a spiritual experience with I synthesized some DMT back in the day, and I'm not a drug user. It was just a spiritual experience that I wanted to have. And in that experience, I learned non-verbally what I've been teaching about, looking at life with antinomous multivalence, seeing things beyond sides, seeing the details to the details, getting out of that duality mentality, and having what I call multivalent intelligence. So that way you can no longer be mentally enslaved. This liberates you from their mental slavery. So I think everybody needs to know this information. If they know this information, well then, they'll be able to accept the truths that, these truthers and these target individuals and all these other people that are like us are saying. If not, well, then they're going to continue to be trapped in their slavery, literally. So,
Yeah, I agree.
making an attempt
For
here.
a moment, I lost connection for a second, but it's fine. So I have a question I want to ask you. Um, so I found out something just now. One of my supporters, my big supporter, sent me information saying that the Wolfpack ringleader is actually live right now discussing me and you, and that she's gotten to a TI group, and she's saying that, oh, this guy is so young, and okay, and what's the age have to do with this? Really? I mean,
I'm
okay,
28 years
I'm
old.
for
I'm old enough to speak the truth. I've been messed with my whole life. I got
right,
paperwork that talks about
right.
me being messed with at 6 years old. For anybody that thinks I'm too young to send this message, I'm
Well,
putting
I
my life
mean,
on the line like everyone else here. It
it's
doesn't
the
matter how.
abusers. See,
Yeah,
it's the my abusers that want to stop this from happening, like right now. And I'm like, get over it, because my daughters are 17 and 12, and they are called junior TIs for a reason. So 3 years of this being stalked, harassed by these people, the Wolfpack. So what? They're young, and they have seen what's happening in the world. Being young or being old doesn't matter, because I was 6 when I was hurt, for the first time, touched by evil, and I knew what was going on. Now, granted, I wasn't really mature in some ways, but I'm not stupid. I knew it was wrong. I was confused, going, "What the hell is going on?" You love your grandfather, and you're like, "What's going on here?" You feel evil. You feel evil going around you, and he was evil. So I was 6. So being young or old on here speaking about your truth doesn't matter. Again, there are going to be tactics like this to gaslight people off the trail, off the race, because again, right now I'm seeing these screenshots going, really, really, we're live here trying to help people, and it's like gaslighting. Again, it's called proof of what people do. They want me to be quiet, have no platform. Why? We have truth.
yeah.
We have the truth here to say what's going on, and they hate that.
People are afraid of the truth. They don't want to hear it. They want to live in their little boxes.
So
But
yeah, it's more
we're
important.
out here
Like,
to those people so that they don't get totally taken over or
it's like,
wiped out.
why does it matter how young you are, how old you are? You are a TI, and I don't know what kind of TI group she belongs to, but again, certain TIs drank her Kool-Aid. Well, okay. If that happened, it happened. We have support. If these 10 TIs went to her and got her own TI group, well, good for you. I got supporters. You have supporters. And I would not let this distract me from being here saying, hey, there are real problems out there. Then um, you want likes, and you want subs, and you want to use me as a cash cow. They're going to sit there and do their evil BS. I'm not doing that. See, I'm trying to give people a platform and say, okay, what's your experiences? What's your awareness? What do you want to say to the world? Because, I mean, YouTube here is global. You don't know who's watching this. You don't know who you're going to aspire and say, okay, well, she came forth. Devin came forth. Well, who's next? Because, see, more people need to understand it's a real thing. And they can't just say, oh, you're crazy. You're
Definitely not a debate
unstable.
anymore.
Well, I mean,
Everything's
again, if
proven.
if I'm unstable and I'm crazy, that would mean all of you that I have met are unstable and crazy, but we're not. We have truth, and we will always stand behind the truth. Period.
Yeah, you got
It's
it.
like,
Truth overpowers all the lies and deceptions and manipulations. That's for sure. These perpetrators, let me just say something. They don't. There, a lot of them are in this bipolarized mentality still too. First of all, I'm sorry for my appearance, guys. I wasn't ready for this. I got a bad hairdo going on, but I hope that's
you're
not
all
a
good. You're
distraction.
fine.
But a lot of these perpetrators, they don't realize, especially these counterintelligence agents. I don't know if it's just the FBI or if it's other aspects of our shadow government doing these counterintelligence operations. But they don't realize that their counterintelligence for intelligent people like us and people that have this intelligence level in general actually leads to real intelligence and proves that they try to counterintelligence. Just like a liar, once you found out the truth, it leads you to the truth no matter what and proves that they lied. And in these cases, these are capital and federal crimes. So people that think that there's people that are carrying out these heinous crimes against humanity every single day, that are unspeakable. Like I wouldn't even dare to say that half the things that they do to people in this video, because it's so explicit. If you think that they don't want to cover up these crimes, then you're crazy. If you think that millions of people can come forward and talk about the same things, that, they've all been gaslighted, they've all been, had psychological operations run on them, they've all been forced or tricked into going to mental health facilities and, dislabeled mentally ill so they can't be considered credible witnesses. If you think that all the intelligence, all the government agents that came forward and blew the whistle, that and some of them worked to carry out these crimes on us, who have been targeted since quitting, you know, obviously they didn't just grow a mental illness out of nowhere. If you think all these testimonies combined and all this evidence and all the MK Ultra projects and FBI's COINTELPRO and Operation Paperclip and everything combined, plus the plot to totally enslave every man, woman, and child on this planet, like JFK told us, isn't enough evidence to self-evidently, irrefutably prove what's going on, then you're crazy. If you're not going to listen to all these victims telling you that they're being tortured, that they're being raped, that they're being, their children are being molested, that they're having their dreams manipulated and they're put in a virtual simulated reality and messed with. If you're not seeing these celebrities going like this and the 666 hand sign and you see their alternate identities, they've been programmed with multiple personality disorder. About uh, sex kitten beta programming and alpha programming for these psychic soldiers and these secret agents that snap into another identity when they're captured by the enemy, so they can't be tortured for information. You know about all these information, all these things when you look up the information and you gather the intelligence. So it's no longer debate. It never really was a debate for all those that have had the evidence and the intelligence that they have. It's everyone else that is a problem for us and our governments because they're helping to contribute to the countering of the intelligence, to the creation of more debates, more disbelief, more doubt in what is already proven to be true. So, and this is one of their tactics that they use, is to create intentionally doubts, disbelief, and debates with counterintelligence, with implied causatives and presuppositions, neurolinguistic programming techniques, conversational hypnosis techniques. This is what they do, along with sleight of mouth tactics and weaponized psychology is what they call it. So you got Robert Duncan, former CIA, DOD, DARPA contractor that talked about these things. You got, Ted Gunderson, you got Brian Kaufman, you got, all these other people that have come forward from all these agencies, from all the private security companies, from our, all aspects of our government, really, and people that have no history of mental illness that all of a sudden, start experiencing these same things I mean, come on, guys. It's step by step. We've pretty much put it all out on the table for you so you can see how they run these operations. You can even look up the Illuminati formula to create an undetectable total mind control slave. It's a free PDF online, and it'll show you how they did this back in the day, and they still do some of that stuff, you know, step by step to totally take a person over. They're doing mind control, and people are like, what's mind control? They're like, oh, that's just something. They don't look into the meanings of every term, every word, every phrase. They're just like, oh, it's just what other people said it is. What's a conspiracy theory? Well, we're not talking theories anymore. These are conspiracy theorems. These are proven conspiracies. And, it's not until people finally accept these things before people that are assaulted every day in unspeakable ways can finally start getting help, get the justice they deserve. And I don't mean with the United Nations, who already investigated these things, accepted these things as going on, and are now protecting many targeted individuals as their witnesses to go against our governments to take them over. Because obviously that's a Trojan horse. They compromised our governments. They compromised not the whole thing, but several aspects of our governments, public officials, people at the tippity top of the chain of command. They got this corporation with the United States as their name in all capital letters, disguised as our government. They're using words like civilians and citizens to counter our intelligence when we're the government of the people, by the people, for the people. Right? And even Trump said it in his inauguration speech. We are the rulers of this nation again. That we're battling forces of evil. We're battling the elites. We're battling the establishment. These Satanists, these Luciferians, the Illuminati, these secret societies, these infiltrators that are taking over our country by corrupting and control it, from the inside out. And they're not just taking over our countries, they're taking over our freaking brains and bodies, taking over our minds from a distance with these brain technologies, these mind control techniques and operations. So these are threats to national and international security. And so is the United Nations, because this is all part of their agenda to get their one world government and take us all over. They corrupt the control, guys. So for those of you that don't know, they don't just corrupt the control, they divide and conquer, and they use counterintelligence and the reduction of your intelligence so that way they can easily dissuade you, manipulate you, distract you, and disinform you about what's been going on to turn you against the real truth and against your people, even these people in the multiple millions worldwide that are being victimized on a daily basis. So that pretty much sums it up right there. The only other thing I could say is, look up a dark room retreat in the Merkabah and ascend it out of here. If you don't want to fight this fight with us and, potentially be depopulated in this genocide and this human trafficking, remote rape, and everything else, you name it, all these operations, it's total enslavement. They're turning people into Stepford wives, basically, and they're doing it from a distance. This stuff is not a debate, guys. People need to know about this stuff so they can force the people in our governments to not only uphold their oaths and serve and protect us from all threats, even the ones they're working for, but to also prevent a total takeover of our country and that by the United Nations, which have been there, set up, and controlled by this elitist, this establishment, all this time. It's a serious threat to us all, and it needs to be taken seriously. This ain't a joke. We've been coming on the internet every single day to try to wake people up, and more than just everyday people, our government agencies, military branches, and police departments, so they can finally band together, stop obeying the orders from the compromised chain of command, and start having the balls, being real men and women, and working with us instead of putting on their riot gear, showing up at people's houses, trying to force vaccines, supporting all this treason, high treason, terrorism, and fraud. It's time that people snap out of their, childlike adult mentalities, stop obeying their freaking orders, and snap out of their trances and say, okay, all these systems are set up against us. We've been working for the enemies the whole time. Now it's time to recognize that we're the 99%, and we're not going to take it anymore. We're going to flip the pyramid upside down, and we're not going to go down a chain of command anymore. We're going to go up the chain of command. And I even set up an operation for that, facebook.com/group/upchain. We call it Operation Upchain. We got Operation Open Eyes, facebook.com/, go open eyes. where those two go hand in hand with the other two links that I told you. I'll just say them again. Slash liberational intelligence slash multivalent intelligence, so that we can finally do what's never been possible or done before in all of human history. Now that we got the internet, now that we all have a voice, now that we all have more power proven, backed up, with all this intelligence. We need to be the change we wish to see in the world, and we're going to have to force these cowards and these people that are just doing their jobs, which happens to be working against us, committing treason, high treason, and terrorism on a daily basis, to stop doing that, to be somewhat of double agents, keep their jobs, but, work behind the scenes with your people to handle this corruption, to stop all of these agendas, to get rid of these compromised executive orders, to get rid of these traitors in our government, to call out their agendas for what they are, to call out the counterintelligence, the manipulations, the deceptions, and the devilry for what it is, and make these people more scared in these secret societies and these aspects of government to not speak out, or than to not speak out in general. Right? So they need to be more scared of us, the 99%, than those that have sworn them to silence. And we all need to come forward together to make sure that that happens. So that way, these people that are traitors to us all can't even feel comfortable walking around in front of our faces without worrying about, are people going to rip their freaking heads off? Are they going to show up their house and burn their houses down? We're going to smash their windows. We're going to do all this stuff, And we shouldn't have to worry about people going to that level of low and that stupidity and uprising. But at the same time, if everyone, even the police and the federal agencies, the United Nations people, and our soldiers are all backing us up instead of going against us for their paychecks, well, we don't have to worry about our enemies taking us over. We don't have to worry about them controlling the news and pacing and leading us with neurolinguistic programming techniques and conversational hypnosis, lead us to our total enslavement, and using safety and security as the excuse to do it. We need to have some balls and a higher intelligence level and not be afraid to speak out and know that, we're the powers of this planet. We're the people of the people, by the people. We're the government. And we got to stop letting, all these ignorant people and all these sellouts, tell us who, what, when, where, and why, and how we are. That's what we got to do. And if we can do that, then I'd say we all got a better chance than we ever had in all human history.
I
And that's
agree.
really it.
I agree. It's um it's true because we have too many people that are just asleep sheep, and the more that realizes what's happening in the world, what's going on, they get awoke. Something happened. I guess I call it a wake up call. For me, I realized, oh yeah, I'm a TI. I got a label. I've been put through. And then the more you say something, the haters come. They want to censor you. It's the perps and abusers. And again, any truth we have here, they want you to be quiet. The government wants you to be quiet.
Yeah, because
That's
we're a
why,
threat to the entire system.
yes,
That's why
we
they
are a big threat.
they want to
Like
live in that mentality.
it is. Well, it is like me and Rihanna had that discussion. Rihanna was saying it's a mentality too. It's a mentality. They're stuck in the old ways. They're just stuck in this.
Yeah.
They're taught. Their parents teach you certain ways. Like the 50s had their own thing, the 70s, the 80s. But if you compare like now to the 50s, it's a big change. It's way different. We're not the same. I mean, hell, I grew up in the 80s and I could see a big difference from the 80s. So, I mean, things here have got to change the right way. I don't agree with the fact that laws should not have to change when someone's murdered, a child is hurt sexually. They want to wake up then. It's gotten to a point where we gotta say, no, no, no. There should be something there in place before it gets that last thing go, well, okay, well, someone got shot and killed today. Now let's wake up. Now let's have a rules change and
Mhm.
get laws in order. No, no, it's too much. They don't understand that not enough people to stand up. Laws got changed in California because, Corey Feldman got things going. He put his life in risk, and for a reason, for CSA survivors and children that are abused and the pedophiles in Hollywood. He spoke out, and sometimes you gotta sacrifice things to be heard. And unfortunately, I mean, it could be your life, but then someone's gotta say something. If we're all scared here, don't say something, what's gonna change? It's gonna be the same,
I
right?
think beyond that too is people aren't saying enough. Like they're saying stuff
Mm-hmm.
about what's going on, but we got all these movements, but we need a movement of all movements. We need people to connect every single thing they can together. We need to say, oh, it's not just, Black Lives Matter. It's not just, ooh, we have a pedophile president or whatever he is or not. It's not just, these adrenochrome operations. It goes beyond even that is a restriction on our intelligence and a scapegoat for the purest of evils that are really going on here. We need to recognize that we're dealing with a satanic takeover. This is Satanism. This is devilry. This isn't just we have a bunch of elitist rapists and pedophiles and terrorists in our government. This is that, and they're trying to take over our government and they're trying to take over our minds, and this is total surveillance on our brain and body, on our senses, even. And it's every man, woman, and child in danger. It's everything all combined. It's not just one movement, it's all the movements together at the same time. We're not just protesting this one thing, we're protesting everything. And we're going to do something about as much as we can about it all from now on at the same time. And we're not going to let the government people walk all over us. It's either they're with us or they're going to get executed or go to jail. That's how it should be. And the United Nations, too. Like, they need to be held accountable. They cannot be standing with riot gear against peaceful protesters, enticing a riot. They cannot be calling out people as terrorists, putting people on watch lists when they're terrorizing people and they're terrorists. They can't be committing treason and high treason in our news media every single day with this scandalous pandemic and their deceptions, and committing terrorism using fear, threats, and intimidation in pursuit of political aim, which is the definition, and pointing their fingers at other petty criminals and ISIS and all these freaking terrorists that, for all we know, the CIA themselves started. You know, that, and that's just left to be speculated. But everything else is not left to be speculated. We cannot continue to have a reduced intelligence, allow the people around us to support these ongoing crimes right in front of our faces while they get away with it so blatantly, obviously, and deceive everyone. We just can't do that. We have to force the people in our governments to to be held accountable, or it's treason, high treason, highest treason, even against God. This is terrorism, and it's misprision treason, and these are capital and federal crimes against humanity. So that's life in jail or execution. We need to scare the shit out of these people, so that way, they don't have a choice. They're against the 99%. Right now they're scared of the 1%. Well, I say we send a message to let them know that they are crazy and stupid for being more scared of 1% than they are of the 99%. Now that the 99% is really waking up to the real truths about what's going on. That's
I
that's
agree.
all I gotta say about that.
I agree. People should wake up because I feel that change is coming, and the more you come together as a group, um, we can do more, accomplish more. Because again, I mean, one person can do their best, but I think again, more people, you're actually better in numbers because more to say, it's more serious, it's in their face. Because I alone stood against my abusers for 3 years. No one helped me for a long time. I've always said this, that I don't need an army to say my piece and defend myself. But the more people you do have, it is better for me. Why? I am healing by discussing what happened to me. I'm healing when you guys come forth and say, hey, we're TIs too. It's a real thing. We're all again a family, and we're stronger in numbers for reasons because we want the change. There's so many people that come to me and tell me, okay, I want to be heard. Okay, great, great. And some back out. They're scared. I get that. So until then, the ones that can speak should speak. You know, if you want change here, if you want to be heard, you got to make some noise. Like people like Corey got the California laws changed. It's not an overnight process. It's very hard. And again, if you want to make change, you can't just sit there and go, well, someone else is going to do it for me. Maybe not. Maybe what happened when that happened. So if they're quiet, then they're quiet, and they're quiet, then there's people behind saying, well, we can't change. We're not good enough and we're worthless. But they're not. They're not. We can speak up and go, okay, if someone can't really speak, we then should be the ones, I think, to say, okay, you want some help? We're going to help you out here. I want the tools to be passed to people. Like all of you guys in these groups. Like, okay, I passed my platform. It's a tool and a resource. Again, you have no idea who's hearing you speak. Someone could be in your position and they hear Rihanna, they hear Devin, and future people on here saying their pain and torment and awareness. You have no idea who you can help. One person can be affected what you're saying and wake up. That light bulb goes poof off, you know? So unfortunately it takes a lot of crap, I guess, you go through to see what you are. To see, okay, I'm a TI. Okay, yeah, we know we're TIs. Okay, then what do you go from that point? You keep going, you speak out, you grab TIs by the hand, and you say, hey, we're here for you guys. Speak up, tell your truth. I want to pass my baton to others. It's not about me, 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 me. It's not about me. My baton
Same here.
should be passed to all you guys. You know, like you, and there's Jen, there's
Hiring
Anna.
day almost.
You
Just
know,
want
like
people to saying so it could
it's a
spread.
race. But see, it's a race we're all running here, I believe, the way I see it. And my baton is only one little tool, right? I pass that to all you guys out there, and then you run your race, then you pass it to this person. It's a chain, like, okay, like a domino effect for good, though, not for evil. And we want this influence out there to say, hey, you're not crazy, you're not alone, it's okay um, to come out here and speak. The more merrier. Again, we want laws of change. We want people to wake up. And again, that cage, it's got to rattle. You know, a soft voice, to me, I'm sorry, a soft voice can't get heard because no one's going to hear you. When you're like, well, today I want to say
Mhm.
something, but I'm too scared. Well, I get that. I've been there. But again, just small steps to take. You must start somewhere with this. Even small steps. Do a small post, right? Do a post of what you've been going through. You want help and support. That small post can get bigger and bigger, and we see it. And we say, oh, a new TI needs our help. you know, I want to help people. That's all I want to do. And I hope things change. It's
I think we can
gotta
force
give.
the change. We just gotta put it all together, make a big spectacle. You know, like I said earlier, I think we need to, and it's going off of what you just said too about, people are scared to come forward. They're scared to, break their silence, or they think they're not good enough. They think they're too evil. They're too far gone. I think this video alone and everything that it connects with could give those people their way out. It could liberate them from their enslavement, being held hostage in these secret societies and these clubs and these organizations and these aspects of our government, United Nations, you name it. These people can now come forward and not have to fear being rejected, being targeted, because everyone can back each other up. The celebrities can back us up because they have experienced these things, and a lot of celebrities try to come forward, and they get isolated and picked off by the media, by their fans. They end up in mental hospitals, and they become basically, just like us, target individuals. So I mean, they do the same kind of stuff to all of us. Doesn't matter if you're a celebrity, doesn't matter if you're in the government, doesn't matter, you name it. Now, what we need to do is give each other credibility and back each other up. We need to back up the celebrities. They need to back us up. We need to back up the government. They need to back us up. We need to back up everybody, maybe except the UN, but that's just because, it's part of their plan to, basically get their one world order with their one world government taking us over. So, I mean, it's self explanatory, guys. United Nations, United States is states combined, United Nations is countries combined. And if they're compromising the entire world and all the government, it's a given. It's obvious. So we need people to come forward, break their oaths, break their silences, not their oaths to serve and protect us, their oaths to remain silent about the crimes against us, about the devilry going on, and know that we care much more about our lives and solving these problems than focusing on whatever you did wrong that they got on you. Because everybody's got dirt on everybody. And that's what keeps everyone controlled and silent. And now, if this message were to just get out, well, it wouldn't matter what dirt they have on you because you got more dirt on them than they got on you. And no one's got enough time or the attention span to just look at what you did wrong, especially if you come out and you come clean and you become a hero or, help to save everyone else. Now I'm personally, and I know you all in these comments, you're not going to make a deal. You're not going to sell out. You're not going to do anything like these people did. But, that's just the way that we live our life because we know that it's not worth it. Now, a lot of these celebrities, a lot of these people that made a deal have realized that over the course of many years. And they came forward, a lot of them, and said that, it's not worth it. Don't make the deal. But this is the time for them to come forward together as an army, a nonviolent army of truthers and people that are in the know, that have power, that have a voice already, so that we can have the movement of all movements and finally change our world. And this video could do that. This could be one of the most powerful videos on the planet right now, literally.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, between, you know, Rihanna coming forward, um, and with you, I had one more coming out, I think, tomorrow. I got one on Sunday. And I think that it's a good thing that they're seeing it's all legit. We are Army for Good. And again, we are going against these human beings. But for me and what I believe here, it's spiritual warfare because you see evil, you see good, and I don't know, it's like I see too many also sheep that are sleeping. And that's why we're doing this because, the more that we say and what we do, I hope it will inspire someone to say, yo, I'm going to be next. Because with Rihanna, came out of nowhere and go, hey, I want to come forward. I want to show my face and my name. Screw these people and my abusers. I want to tell the truth. She had evidence. She showed evidence on camera. And I'm like, wow, because it's powerful when you have something there, it's like more real. And for me, like here, I want people to feel safe here to tell your truth, not be scared. I'm the last one's going to judge anybody. Like, you just said how, all of our things come out there. They took everything from me, my personal life, my income, my family, my kids. They tried everything. And what more really is out there not about me? They went in there and felt entitled. Stalkers feel entitled to your life. A stalker is someone with no boundaries. So
That's
the
probably why a lot of people use different names on Facebook. They don't use their real
yes,
name because, it
yes.
puts everybody's lives in danger, exposing all this stuff.
Well,
You got
see,
to put everything out
well, for
there.
one time I was secretive with some things, but they found out who my brother was. They found out who I knew in Hollywood. I know more than Corey Feldman. I just cannot say it publicly because non-disclosures. So he went out there telling this woman who I know, who I talked to, and then code form. He's the reason why my CSA came out there publicly about my child sexual abuse and code form. And I'm like, my abuse story, whether I was molested, whether I was raped, my story is my story. You cannot come out here and out someone out like that. It's horrible. So I felt forced out of the closet, to say, and I told, Erica, I was like, what do I do about this? I'm in a hate smear campaign with tons of people, and she believed me off the bat and told me what she told me. I felt that push that we're doing right now. I had that push the right way, and I said, screw it. If my abuse story is going to be out there, I'll go publicly with this. And I did on my FB page and my post of my grandfather. I post the things that's happened to me. And Erica said, I want permission to post your story and your truth here on my social media, which she did. I showed all that today in slideshows of my evidence that I'm legit. So she helped me. That one person helped me. Then many more came and came. But then, yes, the haters come. They want to hurt you. But that means one thing. You are doing the right thing by speaking out, speaking up, showing the evidence of what's going on. Because again, I shouldn't even be here right now, honestly. And I'm here. So I feel God telling me, while you're here right now, don't waste your time in life, your platform for others, and go forward with this. Again, when you guys come forward and speak, or even on the groups, and you guys text me privately and say, how are you doing? What's going on? Are you okay? It helps me. I then take that and pass it forward. I say to him or her, how are you guys doing? Do you need help? Do you want help? Do you want a platform? And again, yeah, some are scared. I get it. But for so long, if they're scared, that fear takes over. And then to
Yep.
me, it's like it's too late.
A lot of times
It's
fear,
too late.
they could use fear against you too. Like you could use fear against yourself where, what you're afraid of, you can cause to happen. You got to be worried about
True.
that too.
That is true, though,
And our
because
minds
again,
are very powerful. We can attract things in our lives by simply
well, it's
fearing
going to
them.
motivate you. It will motivate you, I think, like pain and heartache can motivate you. And again, my advice to you one night was God took the trash out of your life. It's going to sting, it's going to hurt at first, but the trash is gone. Toxic people go away. We want a good support system and good people. The toxic people It can be even your family members or your friends, and you see the light, the blinders off your eyes. And it's like, to me, God takes the trash out and says, well, you know what? I just
Yep.
did this for you. I mean, you can wonder and go, hey, I'm a human being. I wonder why I'm hurting. Why, why? And God's saying, because. You wanted me. Maybe you don't see it, but you need me to intervene in your life. Get the trash out. We don't want toxic people. No one does. It brings you down, it depresses you. It's the influence, in my opinion, of demonic forces saying, okay, well, you can't beat this or beat the storm and you're worthless. And you got to yell back, I am the damn storm because I know what I'm worth. Your mistakes here, your F ups, mistakes don't define you. We all have mistakes. We all can fall on our faces. Okay, well, go ahead and fall. But when you fall, okay, know one thing, look up. Get your little knees, dust it off, and get back on the freaking trail of that race because you have a path, a journey. You must keep focusing here on your journey. And people will try to distract you and pull you off that, race and go, hey, I'm a distraction. But then again, you're on your knees. You can't go anywhere but up. You already are down. So look up because for me, God is here for you. We're here for you. We all have people in this family of community, these groups that are here. Now, sometimes I've had to learn that some are perps come in there and they no one you know disrupt you and distract you. You block them. And I learned, okay, they're real or they're fake. And I stayed to people that I trust in the groups for reasons because I know like you and a chat, can be trusted. And I'm like you guys, I have a very hard time with trusting people. Okay, well, why? The first man in my life, yeah, my father, but my grandfather hurt me. He betrayed me. My brother betrayed me. So men betray me, and then you're like, I can't trust people. But then you learn, yes, you can. The right people are put in your life for a reason. I don't think here it's a coincidence that I met Penny, I met Brianna, I met you, I met Anna, Jennifer, Robert, Cindy, Renee, boom, boom, boom. Not coincidence. God put people in my life to say, you are a TI, you belong here, not over there. That's trash. That's toxic behavior. They're criminals. It's disgusting. You stay here. Because sometimes, in my opinion, here, God's going to chastise you and say, no. You stay here. If you stray off that path, it's bad. Then you get, again, the bad thoughts in your head,
Yeah.
depression, and you feel alone. And you're like, I'm worthless. Ask demonic influence with the evil. Not only that, our government alone,
The
but
program in itself too, like people
mm-hmm.
that have that bipolarized mentality, they don't think right. They don't realize how much power they have in their own minds with their own thoughts. And they use that against us, a lot of these perpetrators where, you know, but an example is, you wake up one morning, something stupid happens, maybe you stub your toe, and now you're like, oh, it's the worst day ever. This is going to be a shitty day. I can already see it. Then you go on believing that. And then every little thing ticks you off. Everyone you talk to, you got an attitude with them. They irritate you. You don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. But if you went the other way, you wouldn't be causing more and more problems all freaking day for yourself. Or if you just didn't pick a side, if you didn't think bipolarly, like that, and you just said, the day is the day, it's going to be what I make it from this point on. No matter what happened, this is what it is.
I agree. I agree. I
Have
mean,
that. A
yeah,
lot
I
of people.
mean, I agree. It's like, it's all what you want it to be, I think. like you said, um, that's why when you get the right support system, I can talk to so and so or so and so, and like I'm having a bad day. I don't know what to do about this. Um, because why? The TIs that I talk to, that I do trust, know what I'm feeling. They know what it's like. And I support therapists and counselors. I do. For me, it don't really work for me anymore because that person that I talk to has not gone through what I've gone through. I feel like I can't trust them because they say, well, how you feel, blah, blah, blah. Well, they don't get it. You're in this recorder over and over. Well, how do you feel? Like shit, or
Yeah,
this or that.
they're not
So, I
really
mean,
helping you solve your problems. They're just kind of profiting off of it,
yeah,
bringing it up.
again, if a
You know,
therapist can work for someone else, I help them in certain states and other countries even. If they want a therapist, I will help them. Just for me though, for me, the way I feel, I get more therapy and more help talking to real TIs and real people that know what I'm going through. I don't feel crazy when I talk to you guys. I feel nuts and crazy and frustrated as hell and stressed out to a normal person. We're not really normal. I mean, what's normal, first of all? What's normal? But we're not normal because we've been touched by things and we see the light.
yeah.
So, but I don't want to be normal though. I'm not a sheep.
Well,
I
a
don't
lot
want
of
to be
people
normal.
reduce it down and say that it's just this, it's just that. Like if you talk about your abuse, you can't say, you can't tell them that, oh yeah, there's some remote influences. There's outside influences causing some of this stuff. Like, no, no, that's not real. That's your childhood. That's normal, even though it's abnormal. People don't want to get into the details, don't want to accept it for what it is, and it's not fair for the victims. It's really not.
I
And
agree.
we're sitting here, not just this video, but like every single day, trying to wake up the world every single day, putting our lives on the line, risking it all. I can't even say half the stuff that I want to say in this video because of, I could get, I'd have way more problems. I could get picked off. I could get, these people could come kill me at any time. But, and they threaten me all the time. They tell me, we're going to put you in jail. Or, they're already trying to frame me and set me up for all this shit. And, they do the same thing to most TIs. But, if anything ever happens to me, I just want people to remember what I said and, see it all for what it is and, get the most value they can out of it and hopefully make the biggest freaking spectacle worldwide that they can make so that, we're like a Trojan horse to these assholes. So that way, this is the last time. If I'm the next one to go, I want to be the last one to go. I don't want them to get away with this anymore. And I think that I've said more than enough words and backed them up. And I think I've been backed up by enough people, and I've backed up enough people. We've all been backing each other up more than enough, and enough intelligence and evidence combined to make that all happen. So if I ever disappear, just know they got my ass because I said some serious stuff, you know. If they go to jail, they put me in jail, or they set me up some other kind of way, they get me killed. Everybody's gonna know why now. And I
Yeah,
hope they
you're
make the
because you're
biggest spectacle.
here talking. You're
Don't let me
here
just die
saying
out
what's going on.
silently. You know,
Hmm.
that
And yeah,
that
you're
goes
saying,
for everybody. I hope that that's what could happen for every single person on this planet.
you're
If
out
anybody
here
gets picked
telling
off,
the truth.
we gotta make sure the world knows who they were, who they are. They live on.
See, there's like these groups out there that Rihanna was saying by name, because like you, she wants it out there who they are. And I don't regret saying what I'm saying. I know that cops and judges and people are bought, they're paid and bought, and it's all controlled. And there's tactics, and it's like, whoa. I'm like you on what you said when I was doing the CSA activist where I said, if this does kill me, either I have a heart attack or they shoot me or something, I wanted to be the person because I don't want no one else going through this. Not one other child. I don't want to go through what I've been put through. That's why I cried today on camera because I have a lot of pain. And it's not about the naysayers that they got me triggered. I had the pain to show it's real things that they're in me still. I'm working out, obviously, but if someone is not me, I mean, for me, okay, for us survivors of CSA, we have patterns, we have behaviors, we can be very temperament. I'm redhead as hell, but I got kids. So I'm like, you touch them, you're gonna die. Till I feel my mom. But it's like more than that. It's the passion in me, and then I get judged like, oh, you're the B word. I get judged. I'm not the B word. I can be the B word. I'm a mother, but I'm not. It's passion because I'm tired of being quiet. I said today for the first time one of um the I guess a detail of my abuse no one knew about, that he tried to kill me twice, but I'm still here. When you're like under 10 years old and you're in a church pew watching your grandpa sing in church and you have that knife in your hand and in your head, you want to kill him in the choir room, it's like, that's not normal for a kid to even think that because you want the abuse to stop. You want the shit to stop.
And it's not your
And
fault though, because society didn't help you.
yeah,
Because
because the
nobody.
thing is, my dad being a sheriff for BSO in Florida and being a cop, he didn't know until he knew. I thought this whole time that he knew and didn't help me. I found out 2 years ago that my dad did not know until he knew. So I kept having hate for him. I blamed him all these years, going, why didn't you help me? So I had missing years of certain things in my head, and all of a sudden I have nightmares and I remember everything then. It just comes out. The guy from a certain movie on PureFlex, he owns PureFlex. We are cool, we do talk. He told me a while back, get a journal, write your story. Only a journal, fine, but write out a story. It's unique and keep writing. I tell my friends and people, whatever, write down what you cannot say publicly. Write down what you feel. A good journal every day. Get up in the morning, you have breakfast. How do you feel? What's your daily accomplishments? What do you want that day, for you to be happy? What do you want out of this? And then describe things. I found out more in my head going, oh, that happened too. That happened too. And they want to say, oh, online because it's so crazy. It's a freaking movie, but it's my real life, not a movie. So the thing is, if my book can go to a movie, great. It's not about money or royalties. I want to help people. I see all kind of books out there about cancer and autism. I don't see hardly anything about TIs or my my thing is, I guess my CSA is about the church. I'm not even Catholic. They say, oh, Catholic churches. It's beyond that. I was a Baptist growing up. It happened in also those churches. So the church knew what happened to me, didn't help me. No one helped me. My own brothers didn't help me. My brothers knew that my grandpa did all this crap to every freaking female in my family. I'm into a bloodline, the masonry, right? So my siblings, you think a big brother would be there for me. When I came out on YouTube and Facebook, he called me a liar. I'm like, really? I had issues. Why I got issues for? Because of what I've been put through. I am bent. I can say I am bent, but I'm not broken, honey. I'm not broken. I keep going. I mean, I should have been dead a long time ago.
I think a
And
lot
this
of it
here,
too is with the family is they don't want to accept these things because it hurts them too in a way. You know,
well,
it's
you
like
know
part of
what?
the
Yeah,
defense mechanism.
you're right.
They don't want to
My,
believe it.
my girl cousin on my dad's side has um, two sons, okay? And 3 years ago, when my brother had said what he said in code form, I went nuts. Like, far as I got emotional, I went like ape crap. And I'm like, really? Really? It's publicly out there now? And I called her and talked to her. She said, oh, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Our family is dying off and getting old. Are you serious? Really? So hush, hush, hush. Don't say anything. No, no. If it was your sons, if it was your two boys, how would you feel? How would you feel if they got attacked? God forbid. No, I don't care my family is dying off or my family has this secret. It should be out there that I want my justice. I want my peace. But I know for one part here, him being dead, I'll never have my justice until I'm gone. I know that. But why would a member of family say to me, oh, don't say anything? They're part of the problem, not the solution. So I say this, either you help me on my path or get the hell out of my way.
Yeah. Well,
Because,
you gotta be like more lenient with your family though, because one, you don't want them to know too much and get targeted, and two, you know, like I was saying, you have that defense mechanism. You know, when you're fighting with your family and you regret it afterwards, but you'll say some mean
right,
stuff. You know, it's easy to do that to your own family and friends because you know you can kind of feel comfortable calling them out. You know, and if you think you're calling them out, well, then you're going to do that. But they think they're calling us out as being wrong, and you know they don't want to accept that just pure evil hurting us every day all this time, and that you know they called us crazy and thought those things about us, and they're probably being influenced themselves in ways that they don't know other than what we know too. But you know, I think it all ties together. And they want to rip apart our families. They want to rip apart our relationships. They want to ruin our friendships. They want to ruin everything. And you know, that's just one way that they can do that is to you know divide and conquer us, their own family and friends. You know,
it's
just
true.
gotta be lenient with them, and you know, be patient, and know that we don't want them to know everything anyways. We want them to
Oh,
know
I
enough
don't.
to back us up. You
Yeah,
know.
I don't. Like, I told her that about my grandfather, that I said, well, he's on my mom's side, not my dad's side. I told her, I said, well, I think that's important that I find, in a way, my freedom that from the chains. I said, well, if you don't support me, then okay, you don't support me. But the more it's hidden, it stays there, in that locked closet, you know? And I felt, you know what? I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't trust you. So I went to people that I trusted. I knew that they were like me. So I told Erica I want to help people. I think that, in my opinion here, that God would want me to say something, to say, okay, I've been down this road. I know it's like. It's not easy. My first time out there on Facebook of my abuse was not easy. I went through hell that day. And then the next day, these people were playing these disgusting grandpa songs. And it got to me at first. It's been 3 years now. I don't get triggered over the grandpa names and grandpa songs. It's like, really? It's all you got? It's all you got, really. But then it's just, it's crazy how they think it's gonna hurt me. I'm like, you're pathetic. You're pathetic people to think it's gonna get to me. I'm beyond that. I'm stronger than I was. I didn't go one day, oh, I got a powerful voice. It took me 3 years to get where I'm at now. But really, honestly, I fought my whole life. through CSA to get where I'm at now. So I am a powerful voice now, but it took some time. I was afraid. I had shame that I caused this. They tell you you're a bad girl, be punished. They hurt you. And you learn I'm not a bad person, that evil touched me. I woke up real fast. But again, you get older, your parents or a teacher tells you it's fairy tales. It's not real. So then you block it out of your mind, and then, okay, you get older, something happens. I didn't ever expect to hear my brother would do that to me. And I'm like, really, dude? So I can't change it. I can't change what happened to me as the words. I can't change what my freaking family did to me. I can't change the name calling. It's disgusting. I can't change that. But what I could do then is take my story and tell the world I was abused. I had no more shame. I had no more guilt. That's why I come forward and tell others I'm like you. I am you. But now I know I'm a TI, and these groups I met you guys, and I'm like, again, holy crap, this is a real thing. And so again, my TI is different from maybe you or others, but again, same thing where we're being stalked, harassed. I see the government. I see what's going on with these people all bought and paid. I'm not stupid. Now I can play stupid to get my facts, right? But gather intel and facts to know what's happening, to talk about it. But I'm not stupid. I know what's going on, and they want you to be dumbed down, even in
Yeah.
schools. These schools want your kids to be dumbed down to put them at their level. It's all about control.
I think they're taking advantage of people from a distance a little bit too much. And, what you're saying that happened to you may have been influenced in some way by them because they usually, will use other people as scapegoats. Not saying that your grandfather is a scapegoat. I'm saying that, obviously you went through what you went through. I was abused as a child as well. But, you know, I can tell you from experience that, I said that my uncle abused me when I was a kid. And, you know, I always wondered why I said it. I didn't remember where it came from. And I got some paperwork when I was 6 years old from a doctor, wrote down that voices in my head told me to do bad things. And last time I checked, 6 year olds don't have schizophrenia. And so they, these sickos, they're getting away with the worst kind of crimes from a distance, and they're using people to get away with these crimes. They'll use little kids to engage in activity with other kids and experience their senses from a distance. They will set people up for all kinds of shit, and they'll just sit there and get away with it while they ruin everyone else's lives. And it all works with their monarch programming at the same time because they use fear, trauma, and satanic ritual abuse. A
Mhm.
lot of it is sexual abuse.
Mhm.
Get you to dissociate from reality and makes it so they can program you. So everything works in their favor, unfortunately, but it
That
works in
was
our
me.
favor as well.
Yep. That was
Now
me
they're
though.
going down. They're gonna go down for this shit.
Well, that
One
was
way
me
or
definitely. What you're saying is true. That was me, and it's disgusting how these people keep praising him, and I'm like, wow, because I didn't know he had double life until the day he died. I feel like physically it had stopped the day he died. Um, I was like, you know, I was 18 when he passed away, and it's not normal life. It's not normal to go through this, and he did this for a high status for Freemason, and they wanted to see the journal I found. It has said they wanted him. It was like the last female of virgin blood. Either from what I read, it was to be killed or touched or something like that, in that kind of sense, for a higher power. And I'm like, wow, is it worth it, man? Like 10 years of this, I can't get back. And
Yep.
I forgot some things, but mostly I remember certain things that I can't ever get rid of now, but I don't want to really. I'll tell you why, because it makes you stronger. I'm not I'm not who I was back then. I'm different now. It's just it's evil. It's just pure evil to think that my grandfather, all people in the community, well respected. I do believe here he was tied to the Clearwater Church of Scientologists. They owned all downtown Clearwater, Florida, the beach. My grandpa had money. So the church gives the money to Freemasons, obviously, for lodges. My grandpa put the money into his actual church. The roof, the parking lot was done, and he had money. Ex-military, he was in the Army, World War II, so combat training, very strong person, controlling, brainwashed me, paid me off. It's horrible. I didn't know the money he gave me when I go back home to Pompano. It's like a 6-hour drive, right? Give me, $20 or you know, 50 or $100 in my hand. I didn't know then what I know now. It's disgusting. So it's like the picture I show in my slideshow, I put description like the right hand. My dad got the picture when my dad had, said cheese, whatever. My grandpa grabbed my butt. I couldn't move. So my hand automatically went on his stomach, not out of love. It's a control thing. I didn't grab his stomach like, oh, I love you, Papa. He would hurt me worse. So the hand on the stomach is not for love. It's a control thing, a grooming thing. So he grabbed my rear right when he said cheese. And I'm like, I couldn't react. He didn't want me to react. He didn't want me to jump up. If I had moved or reacted, it would have been worse. So the thing is, when he died, I felt, okay, I have release now of this. But really, it's not. I'm on earth with the burden. I had questions. It's an open wound I cannot close right now. I try to close the wound, but I can't. I want to know why. Why? I know why of Freemasons, but on his deathbed, I told him, don't worry about me. You're going to see God very soon. He cried. My mom was forcing me to forgive him. I didn't forgive him. I can't right now. I'm not sure when I'll be able to forgive him. My abusers and spies and haters, I can't forgive them. Even if I do forgive them, I don't trust people. I forgive you. Okay, I forgive you. You hurt me, but I don't trust them ever again. So I just can't say I forgive him. I can't. And I guess to me, I was between God and me one day, I guess. But I can't. I feel like I say, yeah, I forgive you. It's okay. It's not okay what you did to me. And to my mom, my aunt, my cousin, and my bro's girlfriend. And it's like, again, a bloodline of an occult. I was meant to be in that family and that line. And thank God I was the last person he touched. But the thing is, the most damage here is me. I had the last damage. I had the
Also, a lot
worst
to go through
shit.
as a kid, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, well, my cousin
It's messed
was a
up that
lot
you had to
younger.
do that on your own.
Yeah,
They,
she was like, I
and we
think
should
she
have
was
been more
3.
supportive.
Yeah, she was like 3. I was like, um, 6. She was younger than I was when her thing happened, but I had the worst of it. When it's isolation, it's grooming. So away from my cousin and my brothers and my father, my mother. He made sure I wouldn't speak. I wouldn't
Yeah.
speak. He threatened to kill me and my friend down the street at his actual house. He told me he would kill me in a jacuzzi bath, the hot tub. He would drown me in a hot tub. He never come around me when my friends were over. Why? It's called witnesses. So he'd watch me in a hot tub, with my little friends, just playing, talking about Barbies or whatever it was. We're little kids. But when they went home, he would target me and do things. And I'm like, really? So you cry and say, okay, I pray for my brothers to come back home and grab me and rescue me. Well, it didn't happen. And that sucks. But maybe I'm seeing now it should not happen that way. I got abused. I don't want to say for a reason, but kind of for a reason. To know where I'm at now to help people. I had to go through all that bull crap, and it's horrible, right? But I want to take the horrible things for a good thing now and say, I want to help people. I can still help people through my nightmares. Um, I can deal with things a certain way because it's been 3 years now and I know how to deal with these things. It's hard. I mean, it's not easy to discuss my abuse, but the more I do, I feel like I'm one step closer to what I want in my life and my goal. And maybe someone out there was abused like me or like you, and they're saying, well, I had no strength. I'm alone. Well, I'm here. You're here. You know what it's like to have that happen. As far as, the torment. Again, when you're touched by evil, you will change. Like you said, you're in a reality where, okay, what's real? What's not real? Why is my grandpa doing this to me? I love him. Am I a bad girl? Am I being punished? And they took things from me as a tool to groom me. So I loved, a show in the 80s called Strawberry Shortcake. Bought me the damn doll, and that doll is a tool for evil to use me for Freemasons, for a higher status. It's an cult. This is
Yeah.
really a real thing. The Freemason has a very dark side. They all say,
Yeah.
oh no.
All the evidence in the Illuminati formula to create an undetectable mind control, total mind control slave PDF too. It talks about all that stuff, how they do the process that you were
Hmm.
talking about with the Masons and the cult and how they groom and
It's isolation,
take
though. It's
advantage.
isolation. See, they say, come to me. Like, it's my grandfather. I trusted him. That's why it's hard for me now to trust certain people because of what I've been put through. They're all liars, I thought. They're all lying to me to hurt me. So I can't help that at times. But I'm trying to work on myself on that issue. But thing is, isolate you to say, hey, trust me, trust me, trust me. They hurt you and attack you. So there are types of grooming, like Rihanna had grooming to a point of this group here wanted to help her. She thought, okay, I got help now. They used her, they attacked her and stalked her. I said, honey, it's isolation. It's a form of grooming you. They went to say, trust me, come to me. When they have you in the grip, they will attack you. They will abuse you. Um, I am glad in a way I'm the last one that was touched and hurt. But um, I want my abuse to help people again because I've been there. We're trying to fight against the evil, get laws changed. It should not take someone's molestation or a murder to get things changed. So I hope that people will hear our story tonight, your story tonight, and feel like, okay, they saw you on Facebook and your videos. They hear you, but let's go higher than that on a YouTube panel. Boom, say more, do more, and hopefully they say, all right, there's Devin up there. or to do this because we want that. We're not here to hurt anybody or kill anybody. We want to get out there of truth.
Well, you
And
know,
for
I'm here
me
to back
though,
you up, you know,
yeah, well,
but
I don't,
everyone else backs you up too,
but
because
also I don't realize, I don't know
you got alone.
um, the voice to school thing. I'm learning about this and the laser thing. I want people that had that TI experience with the lasers or this voice thing to come forth. I want to learn about this. So I'm not ignorant to this, to realize what their pain is. Because my pain is not their pain, maybe, you know? So I want to know about the voice thing. I want to know about the lasers. I know about they are watching you at your house, and it does happen. These cameras are watching all of us, I believe. It's just, it's nuts. So you have your truth here. Again, your powerful voice. Um, and I mean, I very much am grateful for the ones in this group that came to me and say, hey, you're not crazy, girl. We got you. Because you want acceptance. I think that we all want acceptance to get that support. You know, one person's great in my life. I want more people, and I want to help also those people. I'm not saying I'm selfish here. I want people to come to me, but I want to help those too. So it's a big family. Again, we're a family in this. So we pass it, we pay it forward. Devin has his Facebook page. I have mine. So they see you, come to you. They see me, come to me. We want to say, hey, we're here. Um, I want to have this wrapped up. I want to say um, it's good to have you on here and get your voice out there and just help
Yeah,
people.
I just hope that everyone that watches this knows the power that they have, and that we're here, not just to speak out and give our statements and our testimonies. We're here to start a new movement, to get everybody to get on board with what we're trying to do on and off the internet right now, to finally handle these threats to us all. Now that everything is beyond a shadow of a doubt, proven fact for every victim on this planet, and the increasing numbers of victims, so that we can decrease the numbers and get justice served. And if you need one more thing to top it all off, imagine a class action lawsuit for every single victim on
Mm-hmm.
this planet. Imagine if every single victim were to be entitled to multiple millions of dollars. How detrimental would that be to those that would be sued for this? So, a couple counterintelligence operations, psychological operations, and things that they've been doing to us probably make a lot more sense when you start to think about the things that they have to lose and no longer gain or get away with now that this movement is in full effect. So I'm hoping that everyone out there can be a hero and help to save not just the children, but all men and women on this planet, all sovereign nations, and our privacy, our safety, and our security. So,
Amen, man. Amen. We need more of you guys out there. We need more. We need more TIs to unite, not fight out here and be petty. We need people to be serious here and come forth and help one another because the pettiness and the fighting, it helps nobody. And honestly, your fear can make you have stress, and then it's like it puts you back to the past where you're just a mindset where you can't move, you think, and can't say anything. So we don't want people to be afraid. And again, change is going to come. I think that it's going to come, but it takes more. than Brianna. It takes more than me. It takes more than Devin. It's going to take a lot of us, really, honestly, as a unit, as a good army, to say we want the change, we want our justice, we want our peace. So I want
Yep.
to thank Devin for being here and the chat, for your information,
Thank you
supporting
for
Devin
having
in
me.
here. You guys are good people in the TI groups. I know for a fact. I trust people in my chat. I know who they are, and you are good women. And it sucks that women get targeted really bad. It sucks bad. But us women, though, we're sisters in this, and the dudes here are brothers. Again, we're a family. So I thank my chat supporters. Um,
And
again,
shout
thank
out to
Devin.
everybody in the chat watching
Everybody in
this.
chat needs to
And,
understand that we're here to support you guys. You pay it forward. Um, someone could hear this video and be inspired by Devin or even the chat. It's about being inspired, that have the courage, that have the balls, I guess, to say, I want this to stop. You want the peace and want to stop and come forward. And the fear is nothing. The fear is just demonic telling you, stay where you're at. Well, don't stay where you're at. Rise up. The only way off your knees is actually up to the sky. Look up to the sky, and we can tell you this, it's going to get better. You're going to have rough days, but we're here to help anybody that wants help. So, again, Devin, thank you for your time, being here, and your truth. Great, great
thank
post.
you for having me.
Your
Can I
real
say
man
one more thing?
speech. Do
One
what?
more thing before we end this?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
I just want to, say to everybody watching, if you're still watching right now, you know, get this out there. Share this video, but don't just share this video. If you know how to edit videos really well, edit this video, download it, put some music behind it, cut some parts out, do what you got to do, make different versions, you know, make some watch parties. You could have a 24/7 watch party for just this video all over Facebook. You put it all over social media websites other than Facebook, and you could really change the world with just this one video. So you could look at this video and be like, it's just this video. They're only saying what they're saying. They're only talking about themselves. They're only talking about who they're talking about. It only means what it means. But in reality, every single thing in this video is limitlessly powerful. It has an unlimited amount of valence, an unlimited amount of meanings, an unlimited amount of connecting links, and, like I said, an unlimited amount of power. So you decide what this video means to you, and don't just accept it for that. Make it more than what it ever could have been if you did it. And share it as much as you can. We'll make this viral, and we can change the world.
Yes, pass it to Twitter, um, Instagram, Facebook, wherever, because we want it out there, that, yeah, it's my channel, but not only my platform. I want you guys to come forward, speak your truth, because I'm only here to pass the tools and resources. Um, it's got to change. People out there are hurting.
We got to be
And
the change we wish to see.
yes, if you
That's what
want to be heard, you
we all need.
must make some noise and get that cage and rattle the shit out of it, because there's
Mhm.
passion. What Devin says, what I say, watching his videos alone can get you going in the right direction, because there's powerful.
Thank you.
It's power, because when you keep talking, you're not rambling. You're saying something needs to be heard. and through me, to me, I feel like there's God in you, the Spirit in you saying, okay, go, go. When you're rambling, it's not rambling, it's real words going, God has a purpose for all of us. I don't, again, think here, it's not coincidence I met you guys. It's all for a reason, and therefore, we're a family. Let's take it a higher level. So, yes, I want this video to be spread out there. Spread it, love it, discuss it in your groups. Show kindness and love over hate. I want to spread love and not slander. I don't want people to fight in the groups and be petty. I want people to show love and support one another. We need that right now in our world. All this crap going on, we need to be positive and care for one another. I know I still hurt from things. We all want that acceptance and love and have that support. So let's support people. If someone out there needs help, do not turn your head away. Don't ignore them, because you can be that person next. So we want to help people, which is possible. So day or night, they have my email. I'm on Facebook, obviously. Get a hold of me. Devin has his page. If you can't come to somebody, if you don't trust me, fine, go to Devin. I don't care. Just go to somebody that you want to talk to. You
You'll be able to
trust.
trust both of us, guys. You should trust any good TIs that are
Exactly.
making live videos and talking about what's going on.
I mean,
TIs
I
are
don't
some
want
of the most
someone forced.
people on this planet. That's for sure.
We don't want no force anybody. I don't want to force nobody to talk to me. I want to come talk to me, obviously, but I am kind of new to this on the TI groups. I am new, but I have the pain. I mean, my God, I was crying on camera today. I was crying of the pain because it's a real emotions. We can be happy and be sad, but again, I want us to get the help that we need and keep going forward and get shit changed, man. Anyway, again, my chat supporting us in this. Thank you so much. The video, spread this damn thing. Get it out there.
Let's do it.
Devin,
Let's
thank you
get this
again.
movement going.
Yes, we keep going forward. That the armor of God and your word and your truth is what we have. So take that and do the right thing and help other people. So again, Devin, thank you so much.
Thank
Keep
you.
doing your thing on your posts and videos.
Thank you,
Get it out
everybody
there in
out
your
there.
channel.
That's a
It's a
hero.
great thing. I mean, it's powerful crap. I mean, it's powerful stuff. I keep saying every day we get out of bed and keep going. I'm still here. Devin's here. Brianna's here. Chat, you're all here. So let's be a force here of good and not evil, because we need the support.
Speaking of forces, one last thing. One more link for you guys. If you want to join the Truth Force, it's a non-violent army of truthers and truth artists. A real God working to expose these forces of evil and put the truth out in the world in artistic ways. You can go to facebook.com/group/the Truth Force and join us.
Yes.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Spread also Devin's sites. Spread his sites out there. Get his videos and put it out there. Spread his videos. Share, 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 share. The more we
Thank
have
you.
it out there, word of mouth, share videos, share my videos. I don't care. Get it out there, people. We have to be a good support system. Again, they want support. Let's help them. People, we can change this. We can change this. Stop being ignorant. Don't act stupid. Don't act naive. Let's be, you know, together on this. I have been ignorant on things. I see it for what it is now. So, I see things for what it is. I want to help people. And hopefully, again, you know, our groups here will come forward. I hope so. Um, Encouragement, kindness, and love. It's about being family. Again, I don't ramble on here. But anyway, Devin, thank you so much for being here again. Chat, thank you guys. Support my channel, support
Everybody
me.
out there,
You all have a great night tonight and sleep well. And God
thank you.
bless you guys very much. God bless you guys. Keep going forward, never give up.
Good luck, everybody.
Bye, guys.